Today, I thought we would talk about a consultation with a realtor. There's the buyer consultation and there's the seller consultation. I just thought I would talk about what that is exactly and how that can benefit you if you're looking to buy or sell. Hi, my name is Deanna Bradford. I'm a realtor with Reese Nichols Realtors, Excelsior Springs, part of the Bill Hightower team. So let's talk about first the buyer consultation and what that is and what it looks like. There's a lot of phases in the process of buying a home. A lot of times we think about it before we're ready to jump in and start looking at homes. There's a research phase where we're considering whether it's feasible for us to go to the point of buying a home. The consultation with a realtor is kind of part of that research phase or nearing the end of the research phase and getting to the point where you're ready to commit and buy. A lot of times I find that when somebody says, I'm ready to buy a home, now's the time, I'm ready to go, the first thing they do is start looking at houses online or in the paper or wherever they can find what homes are for sale, driving through neighborhoods and looking at signs, calling the number on the sign or on the ad and saying, I want to see this property. And they don't know anything else. They don't know what the first step is. They don't know what the next step is. They don't know how much they can afford. So this is where the buyer consultation comes into play. It is another point of information for you to help make sure that you are doing the next right thing to get you to where you want to go. Same thing with the seller consultation, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So what is a buyer consultation? Buyer consultation is where you sit down face to face, or sometimes it can be over the phone or on a Zoom call with a realtor, and you talk through what your needs and goals are. What is your goal, or what is the need that you have, the why behind why you want to buy a home? In that conversation, we can discuss a lot of various things that help us to be able to strategize and come up with the best plan to make sure you're successful at meeting those goals. So the first thing we can talk about is location. Where do you want to be? What's important to you as far as location? Is it being close to work? Is it a certain school district for your kids? Is it being close to family? There's the financial aspect, and have you gotten pre-approved? Do you know what you can afford? How much money do you have saved up? What are your must-haves in a home? What are some things you'd like to have? And then what are those things that would just be a deal breaker that you absolutely don't want in a home? This information is going to help the realtor be able to, again, make that plan for you and start looking at what the market has available and then keep an eye on it as things come up. Develop a search for you where you can keep an eye on the market as well and see those homes coming in on a regular basis as they come available. In this buyer consultation, you're also going to learn a lot of information about the home buying process. Another reason why a consultation is so important is because of the resources that you will gain that are going to help you moving forward. So if you're not pre-approved already, if you don't already know what kind of loan you're going to get or what you're qualified for, that realtor is going to be able to give you the resources to be able to get that figured out. So find a lender that's going to best suit you and get you set up to be pre-approved and know what that price point is. And that way we know where we're searching on price when we're looking at the homes. They also have resources of inspectors, title companies, and a list of numerous other vendors that might be something that you need along the way as well. These are a lot of important things to have in your pocket when you get started in the process of home buying. So rather than just taking that leap and heading out and looking at houses, this is going to be a much more strategic plan of action, and that's going to help you be the most successful to be able to find the right house and be able to jump on it right away and get that offer accepted so that you can become a homeowner. So let's talk about the seller consultation now. Now, like the buyer consultation, again, you're going to meet with that realtor as one of the very first steps when you're thinking about selling, so that you can get a lot of valuable information and resources and make sure that this is going to be what you want to do or need to do, that you're going to be able to do it successfully and be able to make that plan of action so that you have the most success in getting that home sold. Typically, the realtor will come to you since they're going to be looking at your home. And they're going to be able to take a look at your home and help you determine what the home could be worth, what it could sell for. And it doesn't necessarily mean that the agent's going to come and tell you this is what you have to sell your house for, but rather they're going to educate you with information from the market. What are currently homes selling for in my neighborhood, homes that are similar to mine that have sold the most recently, and use that information to then educate you about where your home should be priced accordingly. And then also, while the realtor's there at your property, they can kind of give you some tips on what to do to get your home ready if you're not like ready to list right now. Things about staging, decluttering, if you're looking to do some minor repairs or upgrades to the property, they can help you kind of walk through and give you ideas and tips on what would be the best, quickest, cheapest things that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. So that is another reason why it's good to consult with a realtor beforehand, even if you're looking to list in a few months, maybe not right now. That's why it's important to do this as one of your first steps and not wait until, hey, I'm ready to put my house on the market tomorrow, because of the education, the things that's going to set you up to, again, be the most successful. So what are things you can expect on the seller side during this consultation? A realtor should be discussing with you some of the same things like on the buyer side, your why. What is the need? What is your reason for selling? When you sell, do you have to buy also, or are you selling and you already have a plan of where you're going? Also, the time, how soon do you need to sell? That way we can make sure to plan accordingly to get things done in a timely manner, to make sure it's marketed in a timely manner, to get the home sold and closed by the time you need it to. So if there is a time frame that you need it to sell in, or if there's just a time frame you would prefer it to sell in, all those things can factor into whatever that plan is going to be, and important for that realtor to know. And then there's always the financial side. How much do you owe on the property if you do owe on the property? What are you looking to net as far as how much are you hoping to walk away with in your pocket when the home sells? The realtor can give you some good information as far as what your costs to sell are going to be, what the commission is, what the closing costs are going to be, what any other expenses are that could come up in the sale, so that you can be prepared, knowing ahead of time what those are. And then based on where the home might price, they can even give you a breakdown from what you're considering a list price of to what you might actually net based on that information that you've discussed with them on those costs to sell and what you may owe on the property. The other thing that can be discussed at these consultations is what that plan will look like, what to expect, what that process is going to be. Because there's several steps to the process when you're listing a home. There's the beginning stage before it's listed. So you have to fill out the paperwork to get the listing ready to go. You have to schedule a time to have the pictures done and any videos done if they're going to be doing that, when it's going to go live on the market and start being marketed to the community. And then at that point, that's when showings are going to start. And so having that discussion about what that's going to look like, what your preferences are, and what you should be prepared for when showings start. So all that is important to have discussed with the realtor so that you know what to expect and they have an idea of what your expectations are as well. Do you want people to take their shoes off at the door? Are there certain times that you can't show the house because of whatever reason? Maybe you're going to have somebody coming in to paint and you need to block showings, or whatever the case might be. Do you have dogs that you need to be taken out of the home during showings? So you maybe need an hour's notice to make sure you have time to do that. All these things can be discussed with that realtor, and a plan can be made ahead of time to make sure that everybody's on the same page. And then the offer process, the negotiation of a contract, and then the process to closing from there. All of these things, the realtor can give you a kind of overview of what that looks like, so you know what to expect, what those next steps are going to be, and you can be confident about what you're heading into before you even get started. So that's just a general overview of what a buyer consultation and a seller consultation looks like and why they're important. I hope that if you have never heard of them before, that this has been helpful for you to have heard about. And if you have heard about it before, if you have ever considered buying or selling, have you done a buyer consultation or seller consultation with the seller? I'd love to hear how it went for you. And if not, do you wish you would have had one? Do you think it would have been beneficial? So feel free to leave a comment below and be happy to read your comments and respond. Or you can reach me on any of my social media platforms. And if you thought this was helpful, please make sure to give a thumbs up on this video. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you'll get notified when new videos are put out every week. Thank you so much for watching my video this week. I truly appreciate everyone that drops in and watches my content. I hope that it is helpful. Thanks again and have a blessed day.